Today is the day I officially realised I have a crush on Keanu Reeves. I know, it took me a long time. I did obviously know who he was before, although I don't know many celebrities, but obviously I'd seen his face and I was like, yeah, I can see the appeal, but not for me. But then, all of a sudden, just today, out of the blue, this very day, April 24th, 2023, was when I realised my feelings for him. I know. Percy, we're taking him to the vet, so at the vet right now. He hasn't made any sound. Can you believe it? He hasn't made a single meow so far. And I put him in there by myself. Pro, right? Say hi, Perky, to the viewers. You can't quite see him, but... Hello. My mum will be back soon. She just had to go to the chemist. It is really hot today. I thought it'd be like... It's 20 degrees. It's supposed to be autumn, so you can do better than that. Wherever I live, I was about to say where I live, but in worry of people stalking me, I will not give out that information, even though no one watches this video. Like, I could probably gladly say my whole address, because no one would watch this video, but then there might be a few people. So, yeah. That would be cool, though, for a YouTuber to just say, this is where I live. But you'll never know. I'm keeping that part secret forever. Not even Keanu Reeves will know. Well, he already doesn't, but... yeah. The things you just suddenly get obsessed with right before school starts. I know, great timing. I was trying not to have crushes on anyone because I was trying to get my story done, and obviously they're a huge distraction if you're just looking at photos of them making out with random chicks. But yeah, it's just the only source of comfort, but I just really need to stop looking at him, and I'm concerned that I'm just going to keep being obsessed with him to the point where I can't get any part of my story done. That would be fucking annoying, wouldn't it? Especially if I'm entering a story competition that I probably won't win anyway. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Doesn't look like there's anyone else at the vet, so it'll just be me and Perky. And I'll probably have to record some of it because my mum, that's the only reason I'm coming to the vet is my mum doesn't know how to properly... She can't really understand what the vet's saying, and I totally understand that, so... funny, I said understand twice, but she just needs me to be there to make sure that I know what the vet's talking about, even though I don't know what they'll be talking about either, so that's why I've got my camera. And my mum's back. Out, little lad, or what, you can't go on your own. Okay.
いろんな猫の匂いがすると思う、その子。キャットセナムだ。
Hello. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Percy,
Yes.
calm down.
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
What a good puss. All right, just write a story about him and then I'll give him his needle.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can pick up tapeworms that way. So,
Okay.
how long since you last wormed him do you think?
I saw less than 1 week ago. I saw dead mouse.
Oh yeah, but how long since you've given him a worm tablet? You wanted to get in the cupboard.
If we can't remember, it's probably been a long time.
Yeah, okay. So, do you want me to give him one today?
Yeah, may as well do that.
Yeah.
How you give a cat a worm tablet.
It's so hot and not in the Keanu Reeves hot way. Like I just mentioned at the start. But we finished the vet appointment. How is it, Percy? What do you think? Microphone. It's just one of those days where the cat interview isn't going so well. You see, he's even not even looking at the camera. How dare you? For such a sociable cat. He was not very nice to the vet. Like, usually he's like, I guess obviously no cat likes the vet, but Percy, our cat, he just loves people. Like, it can be any, like, stranger. He'll just run up to them. Like, when my dad was making a sale, Percy just ran and to his legs, the people, this American couple, this young American couple, and that probably won them over and made them buy what my dad was selling, or part of the reason, because how can you resist a sale when this little guy says, you should buy this? So yeah, he's just perfect, and I love him so much. More than Keanu Reeves. Or maybe not. I don't know. I can't really say that because my thoughts could change if I didn't meet Keanu Reeves, but... Little lad. Do you think I will meet Keanu? He's over it. Kombucha weather. Look at that LA sun. Can't see anything. Sometimes I feel like I live in California, based in the hills. That's the only thing I'll give away. Genuinely looks like, well, I'll just tell you that where I live just looks like Beverly Hills, even though we're not upper class or anything. No, hardly anyone who lives here is like, there's obviously some big houses, but I always like to just look out the window and think, kind of reminds me of California, even though I've never been. I actually did an interview about that, I'm pretty sure. Well, actually, I cannot give away the interview. Anyway, oh my god, this reminds me of, you know what this reminds me of? I'm getting deja vu from when Keanu put milk on his cheek.
Can I ask you something?
I don't know what that was for, but when he was doing that music video with Paula Abdul, I saw that for the first time today. Never heard of Paula Abdul, and I was like, damn. Keanu, why do you need to put milk on your cheek? Like, that's like more sexier than kissing someone, honestly. Like, it's like this poor Keanu in the music video, and they finally kissed in the end, but it was like only 5 seconds. Like, come on, that's not the music video I was waiting for. I thought it was gonna be like I haven't seen anything that sexy since like Ariana Grande's Right There video when she kissed Patrick Schwarzenegger. I used to blush every time I saw that video. I think I had a crush on that guy. He's obviously Arnold Schwarzenegger's son. But yeah, compared with him, Keanu is just on a whole other level. Man. Oh man. Tastes good. But not as good as Keanu. Oh, I'm just gonna shut up. The pains of being at home with no friends. Anyway, before Keanu disrupts the rest of my life, I'm gonna try and keep writing my story because I'm really concerned that he's gonna stop me from doing any work. Thanks a lot, Keanu, for existing. And then I'm probably listening to Liz Fair, because she obviously accurately describes how I'm feeling. And I actually found out today something that I probably wasn't supposed to know. I think my mum's gone, so I can say it. I probably got to check though, out of respect. The only person eavesdropping is Rory. Rory, don't say anything. She always just sits there and looks at me. And she's really creepy. She might be a person who was reborn as a cat, you know? Just kind of get that vibe from her. Anyway, the thing I was trying to talk about is I found out that my sister might be gay or bisexual. And she's totally fine. Like, I am not a homophobe. I'm definitely first and foremost, will never be. She can be whoever she wants to be. But obviously I'm not going to tell my parents. Like, she didn't even tell me this. I just, because her iPad, when she came back from, where's it called? Obviously when she came back from college, she used the iPad and signed in. She forgot to sign out, so obviously I kind of want to see what she's doing, because obviously she's not going to tell me everything that's happening. So of course, as her sister, I kind of just, want to check up on her, and the only way to do that is for me to kind of see who she's messaging, so her messages says all the people she's messaged. And yeah, I just found out like a few days ago that she got Hinge, and I never heard of that before, and obviously it's a dating site for young people. So I was like, oh, she's trying dating. I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. And then today I found out that she's been interested in girls, which I can kind of see that. Like, it's nothing wrong with it at all, but I also don't want to tell my parents, because my dad, he's not like a homophobe, but he just like makes, that's probably why she's not telling them, because it's not like my mum's conservative, but my mum's just, spit bubble before, sorry, it's just that my mum's, it's really hard to explain, but like, yeah, I just feel like her family side, especially her sisters and stuff, like, they can be kind of homophobic. And my dad has always like thought it's okay to make jokes. Like, his sister is obviously like, she's really nice and she's lovely. She would never like make jokes like that. But my dad, because his parents were really conservative, so obviously my dad hasn't become as conservative as his parents, but he still thinks it's okay to make culturally and racially insensitive jokes, and obviously targeted marginalised people. So even though he married an Asian, he still thinks it's okay to make Asian jokes, basically, and which my mum seems to be fine with. But the fact that he still kind of like says slurs that obviously not going to repeat in fear of being cancelled. But yeah, so I can see why my sister doesn't want to tell anyone. I'm totally fine with her. I'm not mad with her or anything, because it's a very difficult decision to come out, and she might not even be looking for a romantic relationship. This could just be like, I don't know, something platonic, or just looking for not so, like, she doesn't care which, like, you don't have to be labelled with anything, so maybe she's just experimenting at her age, which is perfectly fine to do, because she's older now, she's moved out of the house, like, she can make her own decisions, and what a better way to start maybe being into dating, because she's just never obviously really shown interest in boys. And I guess I can kind of see why she's doing that, because she thinks, she always makes fun of boys and just thinks, oh, boys are just assholes, and I can totally see that, because they are, except Keanu Reeves. And yeah, I just think that yeah, she's just always been like, well, her friends have just been chasing boys, and she's just never been into that. And I just think that's really cool. But obviously I never thought that she would be like attracted to girls. But now that I know it, just like, that's totally fine. Like, this is definitely not me criticising her in any way. I just don't want to tell her parents, because I haven't asked her first. And if she found out that I was snooping around on her messages, because how else was I supposed to know? Then obviously that would be the end of me. So no, I'm strictly sworn to secrecy, other than telling you guys, because you guys obviously aren't going to find my parents and tell them. But yeah, so that's a bit of news that's obviously surprised me, but it would surprise anyone who found out about that, especially if they weren't supposed to. But yeah, anyway, I hope my sister's doing okay. I've sent her messages, but that's kind of why I like check her up on her, because sometimes she doesn't reply to my messages, because obviously she's busy. So I do not want her to just feel like she has to keep messaging me, obviously. But I was also kind of interested in her friends and who she's meeting at college, and she just seems to be having a great time. So that also, obviously, I'm not going to start asking her, are you interested in anyone? Because I've done that like 3 times already, and she's always been an insistent no. So yeah, I've kind of left it at that. But today she went on a date said she was planning on going on a date today. She with the person she met up with, the girl she met up on Hinge. She was going out on a date with. So I hope that went well. My my invisible wishes to her, because she doesn't know that I know that she knows. And Phoebe Buffet said it better. But oh my god, nearly spilt my kombucha. Spilling. Instead of spilling tea, we're spilling kombucha. Oh my god, that would make the perfect title, don't you think? I'm calling it Spilling Kombucha Secrets. Thumbnail. Am I right? I'm really bad at thumbnails. You probably already realised. I don't know how people do it. It's just like amazing to me. That wasn't a good idea. Tried to get a bit of the foam off the top of the kombucha. Didn't quite go as planned, but yeah, this is delicious. I highly recommend organic kombucha remedy, no sugar. Not that I love sugar, but that's just a bonus if you're looking to quit. Raspberry lemonade. This is definitely must have for me. And this is, yeah, great. See ya later, before I keep procrastinating. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that because there was no one else for me to talk about it to, except you guys, so I love you. Actually, just kidding, I don't like him anymore. He dated a 60-year-old. And I do not like men who date older women. And I don't like older women who date younger men, which is basically essentially the same thing as what he's done. Yeah, things turn me off very quickly on my psychological issues. Yeah, he can't all be perfect, can he? No, there's always got to be something a bit weird, isn't there? What a bummer, but at least I can try and concentrate more on my story. That was probably the shortest crush I've ever had. Lasted half a day. Obviously I'm going to come back to that music video. And I really need it, but it's not going to have to stop me from suffering through school and shit. Yeah.